Good afternoon. We are now in the period of the 3 weeks, 3 weeks between the 17th of Tammuz and Tisha B'Av, known as the 3 weeks. This was recorded at a different time, hence the clean-shaven look. But this Devar Torah is appropriate for this time period. And I will share with you a thought from the Chidah, one of the great Sephardic Gedolim, and that's as follows. The Pasuk tells us, this is a verse that we might be familiar with. I think, Gary, you're going to know this verse. Esa Einai El HaHarim, sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Esa Einai, I raise my eyes to, actually means the mountains, but it's a reference, we raise our eyes to heaven, and Me'ayin Yovo Ezri. Where from where will my salvation come? And obviously we know the answer, that the salvation comes from Hashem. So that's the literal pshat. The Chidah says an interesting idea, that the pasuk is talking about nowadays when we don't have the Beis Hamikdash, and now we're mourning the temple destruction. We're in Galus, we're in exile. But back in the day, Klal Yisrael had two Harim, the two mountains. So literally, Esa Einai El Harim, I raised my eyes to the mountains, not a reference to Hashem, which is higher than all the mountains, but it's literally talking about the mountains. Har HaMoriah, Mount Moriah, not Carrie, the singer, but Mount Moriah. Okay, I got to laugh at Gary there. Okay. Mount Moriah and Mount Sinai. Of course, Mount Moriah was where the Beis Hamikdash was, where we had the avodah of the Karbanos, we had the temple, and we had the the offerings. And Har Sinai, of course, was where the Torah was given. So we say, Esa Einai El Harim. During the days when we don't have the Beis Hamikdash, in the time of the Golus, or the Churban, the time of exile, the time of destruction. So I raise up my eyes to these two mountains. What the mountains represent, not the mountains per se, but what the mountains represent. Avodah and Torah. And I ask, Mayayin Yovo Ezri, how will the salvation come? We know that the Torah works on the schus of mitzvahs that we do. Can't find a better schus than the schus HaTorah, the schus of Avodah. What schus will we have to rebuild the Beis Hamikdash? We don't have Avodah. We daven. The davening is supposed to be a replica for the Karbanos, but Lamaisa, it's not the Karbanos. We don't have the service in the temple. We don't have Torah. We have Torah. We're studying Torah right now in the middle of the workday. But when we don't have the Beis Hamikdash, the level of the Torah was much lower. Of course, we still learn Torah, but Chazal tell us, when we were in exile, we're exiled from the Torah. It's not on the pristine and higher level that it was back then. So the answer is, Ezri Me'im Hashem. The Ezri, the help, the Yeshua will come, Me'im Hashem, from God. Meaning what? What it says later on, Kim Hashem HaChesed. What attribute personifies Hashem? Hashem is full of chesed. Hashem is full of kindness. So, what will the Ezra be? It will be from the Amud HaChesed, from the pillar of kindness. Maybe you could say a little bit different than the Chidah. It's a beautiful pshat, but maybe you could say a little bit different than the Chidah. Maybe you could say that it means Am Hashem, the nation of Hashem. That we, the Jewish people, by acting like Hashem, we are the nation of Hashem. We follow in His ways. There's a mitzvah of halachta b'drachav, to follow in the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What do you mean, follow in the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? You can't follow after Him. He's not a person that you can chase after. What it means is you're following His ways. Just like God is compassionate, we be compassionate. Just like God is merciful, we be merciful. So a combination of these two ideas of Am Hashem or Im Hashem. We follow the ways of Hashem, we're the nation of Hashem. This same idea. So the takeaway message is that the way to have the Beis Hamikdash come back is by focusing on chesed, on doing nice things to each other, and with that, we should be zocher to have the Beit HaMikdash come back speedily in our days.